Hello everyone, my name is Homesblade, and today I'm going to be playing Library of Ruina. Library of Ruina seems to be the sequel of the game Lobotomy Core. I never actually played that one, but I did watch videos on it, and it is a trip, I will tell you that. I have played a little bit of Library of Ruina just to see if it'll work, and to see if I even like the game. And so far, I'm really liking the game. So right now I'm going to start a new game, and we're going to go ahead and just start out from the story. So I'm going to hit new game. Yes, I do want to completely delete my save data and start a fresh game. I cannot English well today. Scene 1, Canard. I go out to the street, my hands in my pockets. I still cannot leave this place. Even at the end of all this, I cannot be free. Am I not allowed to have a dream that is beyond my means? Damn it, the purple tear. Can't believe this is how she handled it. What the hell happened? What's with all this smoke? Guess I'll have to trust her. I'll only say this once. I despise verbose and roundabout speech that doesn't get straight to the point. So don't try to get wordy, just answer my questions. You don't get to question me, either. Where did you come from? How did you enter this place? And for what purpose? Well, who are you to... Ugh, boy, I'm suddenly getting all nauseous. And there goes my leg. My leg! I warned you, and you crossed the line. Let me ask you one more time. Where did you come from? How did you enter this place? And for what purpose? I was just walking around and ended up here before I even realized it. I have no idea how I got here. Damn it, blood's gushing out my right leg. I swear I wasn't trying to trespass. I don't even know where this is. Woke up around 1 p.m. Started walking around the streets of District 13. Since I was just out and about... Oh, damn it. I hate when they do that. I figured I could go wherever I wanted, so I decided to drop by Ham Pang Pang? Heard they served a weekly special sandwich. Anyway, I had bills to pay, got no jobs, had to make a living somehow as a one-man off... Ah! You dragged on too long. I'll be taking your left arm and left leg next. You have no purpose. You don't even know how you got here. Just who are you? Just an ordinary fixer who's hit rock bottom. What the hell is this place and who are you? Ah, come on! Taking 2 limbs at once is cheating! I'm the one asking the questions. Your name? Roland? Good. Welcome to the library. We've yet to serve any guests, but then you suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Took me quite a bit of effort designing this library to ensure that no uninvited guest could enter, you see. Damn it, these limbs were all I had. Don't have any cash or mortgages to get new ones anymore. Seems he's fainted. Wake up. My legs! My arms! Wait, they're all intact again? You should be able to swing your arms and walk again. And I made a few readjustments to your body to make it a bit easier to use. Although you did trespass on my library, I also took your limbs away without your consent, so I'm giving you these as an apology. I'm quite patient and generous, you see. Patient my ass! Am I really supposed to be thankful for this? And your warding isn't in effect anymore, right? Nope, not anymore. I had a few thoughts while you were knocked out. And here's my conclusion. You'll help me out here. What? Huh? Do syndicates these days kidnap people this way too? Or is this one of the wings? I heard rumors that they abduct test subjects from here and there for singularity research. An acquaintance of mine apparently began jumping between dimensions as a side effect of one of those experiments. So, my life really is an unlucky mess. This is a library. I don't know the syndicates you're talking about, but this place isn't a wing at the least. Doesn't really matter whatever the case, I'm trapped here and you'll exploit me, right? Yes, I'm letting you live for 2 reasons. First, I need an analysis of how you could enter this place uninvited. Sending you back or neglecting you without knowing the reason could pose a significant threat to the library. Well, it's not like you can leave without my permission anymore. Look at that grin she had on her face. Second, from now on, I will collect books about the city in search of the one absolute book. And I want you to help me with this process. Since you are a resident of the city, I expect you to be helpful in various ways. I knew this would happen to me someday. People would disappear without a trace, only to be found as chunks of flesh much later. I used to laugh at those poor folks for being careless and unlucky, but now I see it has nothing to do with carelessness or anything. Huh? Just happens without a moment's notice. Don't be too concerned about your life. You're not allowed to die here unless I permit you to. Damn it, so this is a crazy laboratory sort of deal. A library would probably work too. Do you, like, shove random stuff like corn kernels and clockwork into people's stomachs and turn them into a walking, popcorn-spewing popcorn machine man or something? This guy's got a wild imagination, that's for sure. This has got to be the worst. I'd much rather die and be over with it all. If you spout such nonsense one more time, I'll gladly turn you into a human popcorn machine as you wish. I've already gone through so many cycles of bullshittery, responding to every bit of meaningless rubbish. Sorry, ma'am. Let me introduce myself properly. God, I love the art in this game. It's so good. My name is Angela. I am the head librarian and director of this library. Angela? That's a good name. So, what am I supposed to do? Your role is to welcome the guests invited to the library. I will carefully determine what guests to invite and write an invitation accordingly, and you will entertain the guests once they accept the invitation and arrive at the library. Since you have actual experience working as a fixer, I am sure you will be able to give the various types of guests a much better reception than I could. I'm just a washed... Oh, that's his voice. Sorry. I'm just a washed up grade 9 fixer, though. What's this reception all about anyway? Do I catch their eyes or be a waiter for them or something? It's simple. Just have to deal with the guests in a physical manner, of course. The library presents the guests with an ordeal, and the books will open up in the process. The guests who have overcome the ordeal will be deemed worthy to earn their books. This is the possibility... Oh, God, I cannot English today. There is the possibility that you may die in the process of reception, but it's only temporary. You'll be back up when the library closes. So it's unlimited overtime. Swell. No one here may rest without my permission. Do you happen to have some weird fantasies about fixers? Aren't you expecting too much from a grade 9? I'm not as talented as you seem to think, you know. That's none of my business. I have prepared a manual for you, so go ahead and figure things out yourself. Oh, damn it, I keep mixing their voices. I think I get the gist of it now, so how does this invitation work exactly? Open up the invitation and register the books you wish to serve to your guests. And next, the invitation will be naturally sent to those who need the books. That's it? Sounds a bit too easy. The invitation is another careful crafted work of mine, much like the library. Yes, think of it as a compass. It would be easier to understand that way. Ah, a compass, as in the tool that tells directions. That's right. The invitations will guide me towards the one book that I truly wish to obtain. And sometimes the invitation may turn red according to the books you've registered. A red invitation indicates that it can be sent to the special guests who will unravel the next part of the story. Until we register the books that match what the red invitation wants, our journey will be halted for a bit. But there's no guarantee that the guests will always respond to the invitation, right? In fact, there is they're destined to come, and the guests will accept the invitation of their own will and enter the library. That's surprisingly polite and fair for someone that takes place in this city. Most of the time, people's lives are taken away by others without any consent or agreement. Well, anyway, once we get those books, what comes next? The library is a place of limitless possibilities. Even I cannot fathom the infinite space and power of this library just yet. That's why I wish to complete the library by filling that space with books. And I will get in my hands the one perfect book that will complete me and my library. The perfect book, huh? I suppose those books are different from the ones I know. Library of Ruina. Time for a cool song. Such great jazz music for this. Library of Ruina. Book, librarian, star, and city. Choosing guests. A reception begins by sending an invitation to guests whom you want to invite. You'll want to navigate the question mark to begin this process. Gotta click on that. Register a book. What's up for grabs? The scene shows the list of books currently in the library's possession. Please select the needed book now. The Book of Something. Continue along with the final preparations for the invitation. Let's send the invitation. When you're ready to send the invitation, confirm your choice with the send stamp. Alright, let's send the first invitation of Library of Ruina. Dear guest, I formally invite you to the library. The library's books can provide you with all the wisdom, wealth, honor, and power you seek. However, an ordeal will await you in the library. If you cannot overcome this ordeal, you will be converted into a book yourself. Angela. Doesn't that just sound like a lovely invitation? Let's send it. Hey, hurry up and scrape them up now. Those sway goons might arrive any second. Doing my best here. Just can't seem to get clean rip of his guts. The contents of this guy are weirdly different. Oh yeah, this game is messed up. Like, some weird stuff happens. I've never even seen a body modification procedure that does this. Something's off about those organs. They're looking really strange. Damn it! There's footsteps are getting closer. Forget about clean cuts. Just pull them out and take them. At this rate, our heads are going to get nicely chopped off of our bodies. Why does he have this kind of stuff in his body? Whatever, just take them. We're out of time. Just about done. Ow, run! Whew, that was close. You're a bold one, Pete, for going for gut harvesting in a territory managed by the Sway. These are the only jobs we have left. have to climb up by any means necessary, whatever it takes. You know my dream, right? To become one of the fingers of the back streets? I'll admit it's rare to see someone with a dream these days. Let's solve these guts we've hauled first. We gotta prepare enough cash to offer the stray dogs. True. Could be a chance to join an urban legend class syndicate. Alright, time to check out the harvest. Hey, is this a joke? You sure you scraped up the right stuff? Told you, this guy didn't have a single proper organ inside him. I expected innards soaked in drugs like enkephalin. I'm probably pronouncing that very terribly. At worst. These are damaged too badly. It's almost like someone already blew them up. We only doused them with anesthetics. Didn't do no harm. Doesn't make sense. How could he have walked around with these messed up organs? What if it's one of those? You know, rumors say there's a guy who skewers and threads people alive to turn them into dolls. Yeah, I've heard of that too, but look at the state of these things. Not the case at all. I hear those dolls are made by threading flesh and bone together. This son of a bee didn't have any scars or stitches showing outside. Now that I think about it, there was a round orange symbol on the back of his neck. Thought it was a tattoo at first, but he didn't seem like the type to have one. It was a desk-working dweeb. Symbols? Tattoos? Damn it, please don't tell me we poked the wrong beehive. Besides that, he also had this envelope in his body. What the hell is an envelope doing in a human body? This keeps getting worse. Give me that. An invitation to a library? What's this about? Books? You can get books from the library. What a bunch of nonsense. It was a flop after all. Payment is due tomorrow. Oh, that's Lenny, not the other guy. Dang it. I gotta remember their voices. We've got 7 hours to be exact. That's too little time for another run of gut harvesting. We're heading to the library as the invitation says. Don't know what this book thing is, but we're out of options. We gotta take any chance we get. Isn't this just suicide? We don't know what kind of places it could be. God, I really don't remember what voices I gave them. They're all gonna sound similar. Can't be any worse than dying to the stray dogs of this way. Association, we're screwed anyways. Shut up and follow me if you want to live. What was that we just saw? Fragments of the invitation progress. We can take a peek at the stories of our upcoming guests. Didn't take you for a peeping Tom. It's more convenient to know what kind of guests will visit us in advance, isn't it? Besides, this is the invitation's will, not mine. That's a splendid thing you got there, ma'am. Preys upon people and kidnaps them, too. A perfect tool for crimes. Heck, if the invitation can do all that, why don't we just skip the whole reception part? Can't we just teleport them right into a room full of traps or something? I cannot do that. We only take a peek when it has been decided that the guests are coming here of their own volition. And the invitation's power isn't wholly mine either. I am simply borrowing it. Yeah. No way anything can go so smoothly in the city. They're desperate guests. Tell me, was the invitation responsible for that symbol and internal damage as well? What? No. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened. The invitation simply finds a way to those who need it. That means those weird happenings were someone else is doing? I've never seen that kind of phenomenon back when I was a fixer. It's like something from the ruins. Ruins? I don't know a whole lot either. I only heard stories of it. Should I describe it as magic? That kind of stuff exists in the ruins, apparently. In any case, we simply greet our guests. They seem to be of low class, but oh well. Those are probably a bunch of lowly gangsters from the back streets. We call them rats. Groups of half-assed thugs that barely qualify as a syndicate. They don't have money or power. They're losers who only think about making ends meet day by day. Might have just roasted myself there. The back streets? I know of them. You do? Someone I know was from the back streets. Well, that's nothing special, really. The back streets stretch all over the city like veins. Heck, it might actually be tougher to find someone who isn't from the back streets. So this is a library. Looks fancier than I thought. I'm just gonna keep changing their voices, apparently. Could be a bunch of valuable things here. Greetings, dear guests. This is the library. And I am Angela, the librarian of my role's namesake. You may find what you desire here, but you also may end up yielding your precious possessions to us. You're the owner of this place? We're allowed to take whatever we want here, right? Indeed, you may earn books to be exact. If you're able, of course. Are those books things really worth a lot, though? Of course they can be, if the information they hold is valuable. Mang-Chi, beggars can't be choosers. We gotta cling on to anything we can find. May you find your book in this place, then. Alrighty. Librarian info. Up here you can see some bare information about the librarians who will participate in the reception. Click. Detailed information. In this section you can view detailed information about the selected character. In this case it's Roland. Combat pages. Underneath you can check the list of combat pages, cards, the selected character will use in the reception. Over here we have all the details. Info on the guests that have accepted the invitation to the library is shown here. As you can see, we're going to be fighting 3 people. In this section, you can view detailed information about the selected character. So if I was to... No. Oops. That's where you see all their cards for them. Lights, camera, action. Select this bar or press the relevant button to start the battle when you have finished reviewing all available information. So over here I can click on the different enemies, see what they're weak to. This is the damage they're weak to. So he's weak to slashing, fatal to piercing, and he takes normal damage from blunt. And then this is the stagger gauge. So he's going to do the same thing for him. Now Lenny is fatal to blunt, but normal to slashing. And fatal for slashing for Pete, weak to blunt, normal for piercing. So you want to have, usually you want to have at least a little bit of a, like, plethora or a good balance of blunt, slashing, piercing. It's not that big of a deal if you don't, because, well, you'll find out later on in the game. But this is Roland, our character. This is the cards he'll use. This is our stats. We're weak to piercing, and we're fatal to blunt. We have a 1 to 4 speed dice. We have 15 stagger resist and 30 HP. Alright, let's go and do our first fight. Begin stage play. What are combat pages? This text describes the ability of the page, usually activated upon use. In combat, 3 types of offensive dice exist, each corresponding to a different damage type. This icon represents the slash damage type. When you roll the dice with that, a slash type attack will be performed. Same for piercing, and lastly, blunt attack. The ability of an action dice written on its right may activate when the die is played based on its condition. Most abilities activate when the attack hits the target or the die wins in a clash against an opposing die. During battle, using combat pages needs a resource called light. The amount of light a character currently has is indicated by the number of yellow icons above them. Alright, determining speed. When the scene begins, press the space bar to roll the speed dice. As you can see here that all the characters say a little thing at the start of the battle. Do I really have to do all this to make his dream come true? We ain't scared of you wimps to look down on us just because we're rats. And Roland, tremble in the eternal pits of fear. Ugh, felt like throwing a cool one-liner. So a higher speed value offers the following advantages. If the enemy's speed is lower than yours, you can redirect their attack to you. Characters with high speed values will act first. You can mouse over the things to get rid of the little sayings they were saying. Please select the speed dice on the librarian. This will lock his speed dice so we can see our hand while mousing over everyone else. This is the librarian's hand of combat pages, aka cards. Please select one of them. Well, first let's see. 1 to 2, 1 to 1 with a defense die of 1 to 2, and that is a 1 to 2. So we can mouse over them and see what cards they're actually using to attack. So let's see, we have 3 light, and we can either do light defense, which is a dodge action, defense attack, light attack, which is 2 attacks, or Focus Strikes, which is a 3-card coster, which will do 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 1 to 3. Let's see, who's slashing Pierce. She's weak to. She's fatal to. He's fatal to Pierce. Let's go ahead and just do light defense. Now select the speed dice of an opposing character to target them with an attack. By pressing Q or clicking the icon, you can toggle Quick Mode. In Quick Mode, the action dice are rolled automatically during battle, allowing combat to play out smoothly. When Quick Mode is off, the player must manually roll the action dice in each engagement by clicking or pressing space. With this utility, you can automatically fill the librarian's speed dice with the combat pages in their hands. Targets are randomly determined. It's auto battle, pretty much. This makes the battle proceed quicker at the cost of precision and strategy. Targeting display. These are the visual indicators showing who the librarian and guests are currently targeting for attack. Toggle them by pressing 1, 2, 3, enemies clash as librarians on the keyboard or by clicking the icons. By pressing the spacebar or clicking on the icon up here, after the speed dice has been rolled, you can perform the combat pages. You can also, if you accidentally double click it or hit spacebar without a card, it will just roll and you won't have a card up, so you can get attacked and not do anything. One-sided attacks. When only one of the two opposing characters has dice to play, a one-sided attack occurs. This happens when a character targets an enemy that isn't targeting them. Only offensive dice are played in one-sided attacks. The defensive dice will be retained until the scene ends or an enemy attacks a one-sided attack. Or attempts a one-sided attack. So if we're attacking an enemy, if we have like defense or dodge dice, and they don't have anything attacking us, we'll hit them with our attack, and then if someone attacks us when we're targeting, we can use those as defensive dice against them. When both characters in engagement have dice to play, a clash occurs. This usually occurs when the speed dice of two characters target each other. Retained defensive dice or counter dice may also cause a clash. In a clash, the results of actions are determined by comparing their rolls. Offensive dice can only deal damage equal to the roll by winning the clash. Interactions between defensive dice follow the rules on the next page. Classing 2. Block dice. Winning a clash versus offensive dice completely blocks the damage. Deals stagger damage to the attacker by the difference in value. So if I rolled a 3, they rolled 1, they would deal 2. They would get 2 stagger damage dealt to them. Losing a clash would mitigate the incoming damage by the roll value. So if they rolled a 3, I rolled a 2, they would only deal 1 damage to me. Winning clash versus defensive dice deals stagger damage equal to the roll value. So we block and they block. When we win, we deal stagger damage. Winning clash versus offensive dice with evade completely negates damage, and the evade die is retained. So if they have 2 attacks and we have a dodge and we win the first attack on the dodge roll, or the evade roll, we get to keep it for the second attack and see if we can dodge again. Clashing with it negates the damage and the die is lost. Winning clash, the character recovers stagger resist. And we dodged twice and got 1 hit. Scene 2. I'm gonna actually turn quick mode off. Okay, they rolled 1s, we rolled 2s. He's just dodging. He's attacking with a dodge, and she's attacking. So we have 4 dice, or 4 light now. He can only deal 1 damage to us. She could deal 2. Let's go ahead and try to take her out. Alright. And she rolled a 2, we rolled a 3. 3, she's staggered, which puts her... When you're staggered, every attack is fatal to you, whether it's slashing, piercing, or blunt. So this will deal double whatever we roll. We rolled a 2, it did 4. And we got 1 damage dealt to us. Ooh, that guy almost had it. Taking physical damage will decrease character's HP, indicated by the red gauge. When the HP of a librarian or a guest is brought down to 0, they will die. Guests who meet their demise in the library will be resolved into books. The higher the guest's emotion level was, the more likely you are to yield books in greater quantity and more quality upon death. Even if a librarian dies during combat, they will rise again once the reception is over. Roll speed dice again. We all rolled 2s. 1 to 2. Only 1 damage. 3 6, 2 to 6. Let's go light defense against that. Let's see. He rolled a 2, we rolled a 4. Got to keep the dice. And dealt 2 damage. And we guard. Sweet. Didn't get hit and dealt some damage. Rolled a 4, they rolled 2s. He's just dodging and he's dealing damage, so let's focus strike him. Rolled a 2, rolled a 5. Just get owned. Alright. 1 to 2. And let's just focus strikes again. We got enough light for it. Rolled a 2, rolled a 3, staggered, and he's out of here. Book of Rats. Victory. Curtain call for the reception of rats. And there's our first fight in the Library of Ruina. Spoils of battle. You can check the books you have obtained from the reception here. If you have failed a reception, this part will show the books you have lost instead. Yeah, you don't get to keep your books if you lose, sadly. You can check the battle symbols your librarian has obtained from the reception here. Oh, we got a Pied Piper battle symbol, which increases our HP by 1. Now it's time to conclude the reception and exit the stage. I wonder, is it so important for them to belong to a renowned syndicate? It's all part of the city life. You have to belong to a group, be it a syndicate or anything else. Living in the city gets too tough otherwise. Floor of General Works opened, level 1. You can now select the floor of General Works during reception, which is Roland's floor. A pleasure to burn. In this section you can burn the books that you have obtained. What lies in the pages? You can see what the books in your possession have to offer before burning them. These books are also used for inviting the guests of subsequent episodes, so it is recommended to keep at least 1 copy in your possession. So here you can check the list of items that can be attained from burning the books. Getting fired up. Press the relevant button to begin burning your books. You can burn up to 20 books at a time. So if you burn a book, we can get any of these. We can get the key pages from the different characters or their battle cards. As you can see though, our version of the battle cards are way better than what they were using. Let's burn a book. Bam. When you burn books on the floor, you'll see a lovely animation in that floor's color, and you may randomly obtain pages of that book. Burning a book yields different pages each time based on chance. There are 2 types of pages you may acquire from the books. Key pages and combat pages. Key pages constitute a librarian's physique. They serve as equipment. Combat pages are the cards and techniques used by librarians in battles. Their armor, pretty much. The rarity of a page comes from paperback, hardcover, limited to object d'art. Pages of higher grades are more powerful, although rare to acquire when burning books. Also, key pages have a set number of how many can be owned at once, which depends on the rarity. So we got Lenny's page and Mung Chi's page. Gut harvesting, inflicts bleed on the next scene if you hit. Skitter Away is a great defensive die. Backstreet Dash, on hit, bleed, Dirty Blow, inflict 2 bleed next scene. It's an attack and a defense. So we actually got some good cards right off the bat for low level. Gonna burn a couple more books. Nice little honeycomb animation. Got Pete's page, who, other than the weaknesses, doesn't really change anything. Alright, more gut harvesting, backstreet dashes, Rat's Guide to Survival, which is a defense, slashing bleed, and a dodge. That's not bad. More Skitter Aways are good. but that's not too bad. It's a one coster. Alright. Please move over to this page and select the librarian on this floor to move to the combat page. You can see the currently equipped combat pages here. This is a list of combat pages owned by the player. Alright, let's go to our 3 costers. I would like to have a good harvester. Take one of those out, and let's put a good harvester. Let's look at the 2 costers. Let's take our charging cover, put Rat's Guide to Survival, and a Dirty Blow. Let's see, I do want Skitter Away. It's a good defensive card. 1 to 5, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 1 to 4. So technically, Skitter Away is better than light defense, so we'll throw that on. And we don't really need a 0 coster. Alright, do I? Yeah. Should change it. I should change his key page. This is a list of key pages currently owned by the player. Right now I'm Fatal to Blunt. Let's just put on Pete's page, why not? They're pretty much all the same right now. Panel shows the information of the selected key page, and check the deck, aka combat bookshelf, passive abilities, and resistances. Let's go ahead and equip it. That panel shows the information of the key page currently equipped by the librarian. And hit that to equip. Librarian's new threads. You can see the information of the newly equipped key pages here. The deck of combat book pages is bound to the key page. Make sure to configure the deck after changing. Oh yeah, I gotta... Back to here. Let's go with that. Let's put 2 good harvestings in. I want that, and a Dirty Blow. 2 skitters. Let's go 1 light defense. Let's put 1 more Dirty Blow in, why not? You can check, see if cards are equipped to librarians, and if they're equipped to key pages. That way you can actually use the cards on other people. Alright. Let's go to librarian info real quick. Here you can customize your librarian's appearance and dialogues. You can check the battle symbols in the librarian's possessions here. And you can jump from the librarian info page to the combat page tab here. And you can jump from the key page to there, yeah. Let's see, we got a battle symbol, didn't we? Yes, we did. Whiskers. Alright. Well, that increases his HP by 1, so there we go. Well, there we go. The first intro, the opening song, and the first battle of Library of Ruina. As you can see, the game is very interesting. It's a little bit of a strategy card deck builder game, and I really like it, so I think I'm going to continue playing it, and I hope that everyone enjoys watching it and maybe even thinks of picking it up. It seems like it's a really nice game, and I will warn you, it does seem like it's got some heavy stuff going on, like lore-wise in the background that's kind of messed up. But it's a good game, and it's got great art. So I hope everyone enjoyed watching. If you did like it, please like. And if you disliked it, go ahead and dislike. I don't control you. I'm just a random guy on the internet. I hope you have a fun time, and hopefully join me for the next episode of Library of Ruina. Have a good one.